Okay, so I will quickly revamp what we discussed earlier. Okay. Basically, what is expected in an end of semester report is to write things which could be used in the future for the improvement of the course. For example, you look for what are the issues in your course in terms of student learning, in terms of distracting the students, in terms of the order of the contents, whatever. Okay. And when you make some comments in the end of semester report, please note that these things should be crystal clear so that it could be applied in the next semester. Okay. You cannot make, or you should not write something very generic or vague that it cannot be implemented. So these are the main points here. Okay. So to write an end of semester report, you need some documents, because end of semester report has three parts: course evaluation statement, subjective evaluation, and course improvement statement. To write the course evaluation statement, it is based on your data. Okay. So you get this data from your course file, and this data is available only after your course assessments are archived. Only after archiving you get the data. And when you go towards the improvement statement, here you mention what could be improved and how, so that these improvement statements here can be taken into the coordination meeting minutes, discuss it over, and then you can implement them. So in an end of semester report, these are the things they are looking for. Number one, you want to see what about the previous semester improvement plan. Okay. You have proposed something in the previous semester. Maybe it is not you who proposed, maybe it is somebody else. Okay. Someone who taught the course. Even if it was taught by somebody, you should go and refer to your course file, which is the course file here. Remember, you can go to the course and download the course file. Okay. So from the course file, if you go down, you will find a summary of all these end of semester remarks. Here. So you can see here, this is course improvement statement, and there was concern on this. There was a concern on this. So there are comments written by previous instructors on certain elements here. Okay. So you have to take them into picture. For example, it says steps to be taken by lab instructor. Modify the rubric for the lab project to enhance clarity. So this is something which was proposed in the previous semester, spring 2018. Now we are going to see whether this was implemented or not. If it was implemented, what is the impact? Okay, what is its contribute? Did it help, or it did not help, or it could not be implemented due to some reasons? So this is what you need to specify. This is what we look for. So here, this is contribution of the previous improvement statement. And you can say it did work or it did not work. This is linking from the past. So you have to go into your course file, look for the previous statements. Sometimes what happens is a same statement has been repeated many times in the past. It's possible. Okay. So we need to find a solution for such statements. You need to find a solution. Okay, this could be implemented. For example, let's take an example here. We need to change the assessment tools for HVCLO 10 and 11. This 10 and 11, they said they need to change the assessment tools in fall 2017. Maybe they have implemented here. But again, there is a concern on HVCLO 10 and HVCLO 11. Again, there is some concern. So probably the work they did here did not impact or did not help us much, maybe. Okay. So the instructors and the coordinator will know an answer for this. So this is what they are going to write in their end of semester report. Am I clear until now? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yes, doctor, you can go.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. If you have any concerns or something is not clear, please feel free to tell me or just type in the chat. Okay.
Sure.
So going back, the second one we are looking for is discussion. Please note, we don't need to write them in this order, but it's just these parts, these things are needed in the end of semester. Quantitative analysis. So how you get these analysis here, and comparative study of previous and current result percentages. So again, I will go back to this file here, which is the course file. Okay. If I go up to the assessment area, here I have the data, right? You have for different sections. So for example, if you are the only instructor teaching only one section in that course, you write one report, which is called the coordinator report. One instructor, only one section. So you have only one report called coordinator report. You don't write two reports there. If there are multiple instructions, each multiple sections, then each instructor writes his or her own sections end of semester. Finally, the coordinator writes a coordinator report. So there will be report per section plus a coordinator report if you have multiple sections. So for example, if I am teaching AA, I will check here. Here that is 33. That is 33 here. So there is some issue here. Okay. So because it is less than 65, it is in red color, meaning something is wrong out there. Maybe something went wrong. There is possibility that I have only 2-3 students in the course, in the section. Because of that, these numbers are not real reflection of the attainment level. If the number is very low, number of students in the class is very low. Okay. These things the instructor know. So based on them, they should write. So look at these numbers. And for each number, you have a CLO, okay, which you have already defined, which as an instructor you would know. So which comes from here. So CLO number 11. And please note, we also have to write our report on the SO level. Not only on the CLO level, but also on the SO level. So for example here, SOC, you can see what is the SOC, 1, 2, 3, right? 4, sorry, 4 of them belongs to SOC and 1 of them is in SOL. So you can look for SO attainment as well as CLO attainment. You can write based on them separately. So this is a quantitative remark. You are writing something on the quantitative level. Number 2, it says compare your result from previous semester. So how to write things from your previous semester? Then in this situation, what I have to do, I need course files of 2 semesters. This is one way possible. Otherwise, I could go to my own end of semester report for the previous semester. This is the previous semester. I can look here. Okay, what happened really? HVCLO 4, 6, 7, 11, 10. We have attained this much percentage. You can look at this, okay, and use it and write it. You can look at the previous semester and the current semester. If you don't have this, you can go back and download the previous semester course file by selecting the semester here. Right, so then compare them. Okay, when you compare, please keep in mind, again, look at the number of students. Maybe there is different assessment. Maybe you change the HVCLO, right? Maybe your assessments were changed. All this you need to look at before you can write your end of semester report. Let's move on to the next one. So here is reasoning. When you write any remark from these statistical values, without reasoning, it's of no use, okay? Because just give numbers, like some people write 67% attained in CLO, SOA, 70% attained in B. No, it doesn't make any sense. We need to have the reasoning, potential reasoning. What could be the possible reasoning? And as I have told you earlier, we just don't write only for the low numbers. You could say if something is 100%. Is 100% possible? Yes, it is possible. Please note that 100% does not mean all the students get 100% mark. No. 100% means 65% of the students have crossed, 100% of the students have crossed 65% or above marks. I repeat, if it is 100% here, so that means all the students have crossed more than 65% mark. Simple, right? So look for this, and appropriately you got to write your reasoning. So you write for some high value, low value. Maybe there is a change in the pattern between the previous semester to the current semester. You can write on them as well. Then you look for completeness. Okay. So completeness, you need to interpret appropriately. As an instructor, you would know to what level. For example, right? For example, if you take this scenario, this one C is not attained in both the sections. Okay. So it's a CLO number 10. So I will go and check CLO number 10, apply OSPF routing protocol variance, and then I will figure out in which assessment. Was it assessed in exam? Was it assessed where? So CLO number 10, okay, number 10. This is assessed in exam number 2, okay, exam 2. This is what it has been assessed when in the archiving system. But probably you are also assigning SO3, SOC, which is CLO number 10, in a quiz or in a project or in a lab exam. But this part you are not archiving, okay? So you can use that result as well to give some input. You can say, okay, the student did not perform and perform well in the exam, but when it comes to the practical lab exam, he has understood, he has performed whatsoever. So you can elaborate on that. So it should be more complete. This could be coming from your own data. Might not be only from the AIMS data, or not only from the course file, but also can come from your way of interacting with the students, your labs, whatever you do in the class. The last one, which is important, is the improvement statement. Okay. So when you write improvement statements, so here in your end of semester, here is the course improvement statement. Okay. This is the course improvement statement. Here you have to specify your improvement statements here. This is important. And normally it should be very clear if you want to add a lab, you want to add a lecture, you want to add a homework. Remember, adding a homework will have an impact on your assessments, correct? It will change these things here. That means if you add a homework, extra homework, which is a 5 marks, for example, then how am I going to change? What I'm going to remove from here so that my total is 100%, not more than 100, right? Think about it and write it appropriately, okay? It should be very clear, not vague stuff. This is what they meant by it should be wise and feasible recommendations. And map these recommendations to the underachieved results, which is basically coming from the quantitative analysis here. Are these things clear to you, doctors? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have any specific question before I go further?
No, we're fine.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Bahar. This is Dr. Abu Kader here.
Please go ahead.
Just regarding the data you explained earlier. You said once we archive our exams, then the data will be provided to us. Like, what are the means of delivering the data? How do we know that we received the data?
Okay. Number one, you will get an SMS indicating that your course has been archived.
Okay.
Yeah. Number two, there is also one file here in the AIMS, but I don't think it is accessible to everybody. Right? This is the direct assessment closing the loop. The supervisor, the chairman, and the administrator of the AIMS should have this access.
Okay.
It will say whether it is complete. So normally, as an instructor, you rely on the SMS message you get. And then you can go to your course file. Okay. Go to this part of your course file. You should find some data here. Okay. If this page is empty, means there is nothing assigned or nothing has been assessed until now.
Oh, so the data provided in this file would be of the new data of my course, would it, or this is the old data from the previous courses?
Okay. If I go to the course here, doctor, if you choose fall 2018,
okay,
and I download the course file for my specific course, and
yes,
if I go to this page, if I have any data here, it is for the current semester, fall 2018.
I see. And the plot will be available as well?
Yes, should be available here.
Yeah, this data plot. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's nothing that I would have to generate. It will be
No,
automatically
no.
calculated and generated.
That's right. That's right. Actually, you don't need the plot for end of semester, but you need these numbers here to write your end of semester. Plus, please note there is this one coming from your exams and assessments. You also have one more, which is the indirect assessment, which is here.
Okay.
This is coming from the course survey, which we conduct in the course. And maybe for some who are new, I might just give you an info on these plots here. Okay. So you have this direct assessment data here, all these numbers. Then you have a plot which is like a CLO attainment plot based on each CLO.
Yes.
Okay. Then if you scroll down, you will find something for SO attainment.
Mm-hmm.
This is SOC, how much attainment, SOL, how much attainment. And this is an SO attainment plot. Is that clear now?
Yes.
So you can use the CLO to go to the minor details of your course. You can use the SO to check at the level of the SO level, which is at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
So because multiple CLOs are mapped to one SO. SOC is mapped with CLO 7, 10, 11, as well as number 4. Is that clear?
Mm. Oh, okay. Can you just take one of these numbers and give an example? I remember you said if it's 100%, so that means that all the students have attained 65 or more.
Yeah, that's right.
That's correct. Okay. So for example, let's take on this screen, there's the number 67%. So what does that mean?
Okay.
Can you?
Okay, I will do something now, doctor. I will click on this link here, the section number. Okay. It will open up a separate file for me now. Okay, here is the section details. Okay, the same course, 470 AA section. There are only 3 students. For each HVCLO number 4, number 7, 10, and 6 and 11, you can see the maximum mark that they could attain, 666646, and the marks individual student has attained. Is that clear now?
Okay.
Yeah, so let me open this file again. Okay, this is the file we were referring to, right? 470, and this is the page we were in before. Right, 470 section AA. Right,
Mm-hmm.
I click this link, I have access to this file now. Right,
Okay.
so this is 470 section AA, and you can see here, if you see, for example, here 6 is the mark, maximum mark, right?
Okay.
So if you say 65% of 6, what is 65% of 6? Can somebody tell me? 65% of 6 is 3.9, right? So only one student has got more than 3.9 or equal to 3.9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is it clear? Only one student, right? So out of 3, 1 out of 3 has got attained the value. So it is 33%.
Yeah.
Is that clear now?
Okay, so that's the percentage of the student who got 65 or more.
Yeah, correct. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So same is done for all the courses here. Okay, all the sections, and you get all of them. Finally, after this, what they do is they accumulate these SOCs. They accumulate them and they give you this SO table here, this one. Okay. Sometimes if you just try to do an average here, you will not get the same value. It is not an average basically, because each SO might have different weightage. If I go back here to this file here, see this SOC is 6. Here it happens that all the SOs are all the SOC are of same value, 6, 6, 6. Okay, so they calculate it using SO attainment. So let's not worry about the attainment calculation, but we get CLO attainment, we get SO attainment. Is that clear now?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyone who has any questions until now? Hopefully it is clear, I suppose, right? So let's go back. So now we need to do this. We need to answer these things in our end of semester. We have the data. We have the template. Okay, we just have to fill it up. So here is kind of some points which I have noted here. Okay, most of these I've already talked to you. All right, so you will see, did you try anything new? What happened? This is from the past. Some of these I've taken from Prof. Haneen's workshop before, so I've just put them here. And for example, were the students prepared? Is there some issues? You have to specify. For example, did you cover all the objectives, all the topics were covered? Sometimes it can happen due to some reasons you are not able to cover all the topics. I think 2 years ago or something, there was a time when we shortened the semester. Okay, we could not cover everything, so you could specify them. Right? If you face any problems, feel free to write them here in the end of semester. So when you write your end of semester, I have what is called preamble. Okay, but please note, you don't need to write this in the end of semester. This is not necessary. Okay, I will go back here. Look at the end of semester here. They wrote this preamble. Okay, I was suggesting to write this preamble, but now I feel it's not necessary because it is already specified in the previous pages. It is here. Whatever you are writing here, HVCLO 4 is this, it is assessed in the exam 1 with 30%, it is here. It's up here. Okay, so you can see exam 1, CLO 4, assessed with 30%. It's all here. So preamble is something for your own reference. You don't need to enter, you don't need to add it to your end of semester report. Okay, what you have to write are these things: analysis of direct assessment, analysis of the indirect assessment, and you got to link them. Okay, so look, analysis of the previous semester, variations from the previous semester. Did you change any topic from the previous semester? This is very important. Why? If you have changed the HVCLO from the previous semester, then you cannot compare HVCLO 4 of the previous semester with the same 4 of the current semester, because both are different. Is that clear? Hello? Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Huh?
Yes, move on, please.
Yeah, okay. So these are the main points. You take the direct assessment, you take the previous ones, analyze them, and say why it was attained, why it was not attained. Why not? Sometimes you might need to refer to your ODS Plus data or your Excel sheet to write much more clear details, because you know whether there were A plus grade, A grade, you know, you can get some numbers to get some information. You can also get some GPA, the class GPA, to know if the HVCLO is not attained, maybe it is due to the question type, maybe due to the difficulty of the exam, and so on. So you can refer to your own material to write your end of semester report. This is the main overview of end of semester report. So that is it. On the subjective one, you don't need really any statistics to write it. Okay, these are very generic information you can write on. Okay, subjective, don't need statistical evidence. This one. Course evaluation, you need the data. And improvement statement, you specify clearly what is the weakness, what is the improvement, who will take action, why not. I have briefed you whatever I think is important. If you have something, you can tell me, I will answer you back. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, is there any questions from your side? Is it clear, or you have something unclear to you?
For me, it's clear. This is Dr. Bitar, and I'm fine.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
as an overview, it's clear, but you know,
Yeah.
once we have the data and we start to look at it and implement it, I think it's going to get a little bit messy. And as we're doing so, I think question will arise.
Sure.
So if we can contact you the time, and like how long usually does it take to have the data back after archiving? Let's say I archive all my exams today. How long does it take?
It should be immediate, basically. It should be maybe by the day. It should get it. If it is archived, you should get it immediately. If you don't have, even after archiving, you should inform the AIMS people. Maybe you should inform Dr. Bashiri to inform them to get it done.
So if I submit my exams to the office today, it will be archived today and I will have access to the data?
The question is when they archive. This is the question.
Yes, exactly. When they archive, like how long does this process takes and how much time do we have to file the end of semester report?
Okay. From my own experience, if you ask me for previous semesters, they used to archive daily basis on the male section. I'm not sure on the female section. Someone could brief us on this. Okay. And once it is ready, you have this data here and you can start writing your end of semester report. The earlier, the better, but without data, you cannot write, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doctor, what if like we have other question when we start writing the document?
Oh, you can.
Maybe how we can contact you, or maybe you can have other workshop after we start, like
Okay.
Yeah, because
just as a review maybe, or I'm sure when we start write the document will. Okay, good. This is your email.
Yeah, this is my email. So okay. Yeah, you can email me and I can help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
That's it. Anything else? Let me